Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Can you spot the odd one out? Tragedy, comedy, satire, symphony. The correct answer is symphony. The first three options, tragedy, comedy, and satire, are all literary genres, specifically forms of drama or literary expression. Symphony, however, is a musical composition, not a literary genre. That makes it the odd one out. Can you spot the odd one out? Protagonist, antagonist, narrator, publisher. The correct answer is publisher. The publisher is not a character in the story, they're the real-world folks who help print and distribute the book. The other options, protagonist, antagonist, and narrator, all exist inside the world of the story. Can you spot the odd one out? Allegory, symbolism, foreshadowing, algebra. The correct answer is algebra. While allegory, symbolism, and foreshadowing are all literary devices used in storytelling, algebra belongs in math class. Unless, of course, you're reading a novel written by a very imaginative mathematician. Can you spot the odd one out? Prologue, haiku, ode, epic. The correct answer is prologue. A prologue is a narrative device, usually found at the beginning of a story to set the scene or offer background info. The others, epic, haiku, and ode, are all different forms of poetry. Can you spot the odd one out? Soliloquy, monologue, dialogue, index. The correct answer is index. An index is found in non-fiction books, listing topics and page numbers. It's not a form of character speech. The others, soliloquy, monologue, and dialogue, are all ways characters express themselves, either alone or with others. Can you spot the odd one out? Hyperbole, irony, metaphor, blueprint. The correct answer is blueprint. A blueprint is a detailed plan or drawing used in construction, not a tool for storytelling. The others, hyperbole, exaggeration, irony, opposite of what's expected, and metaphor, comparison without like was as, are all literary devices used to spice up writing. Can you spot the odd one out? Chapter, diagram, scene, verse. The correct answer is diagram. A diagram is a visual tool used to explain concepts or show how things work. It's not a structural part of a story. The others, chapter, in novels, verse, in poems, and scene, in plays, are all narrative or poetic divisions. Can you spot the odd one out? Novel, essay, biography, telescope. The correct answer is telescope. A telescope is a scientific instrument used to observe distant objects in space, definitely not a form of writing. The others, novel, essay, and biography, are all types of literary works. Can you spot the odd one out? Climax, conflict, character, cartography. The correct answer is cartography. Cartography is the science and art of making maps, super helpful for explorers, not storytellers. The others, climax, conflict, and character, are essential elements of a story's plot. Can you spot the odd one out? Villanelle, sonnet, glossary, limerick. The correct answer is glossary. A glossary is like a tiny dictionary found at the end of a book, super helpful, but not poetic. The others, villanelle, sonnet, and limerick, are all structured poetic forms with their own special rules and rhythms. Can you spot the odd one out? Allegory, metaphor, simile, sonata, The correct answer is sonata. The first three are literary devices used in writing. Sonata is a musical form, not a literary term. Can you spot the odd one out? Protagonist, antagonist, narrator, illustrator. The correct answer is illustrator. The first three are roles within a story, while an illustrator is someone who creates images, often working outside the narrative. Can you spot the odd one out? Ballad, ode, essay, elegy. The correct answer is essay. Ballad, ode, and elegy are types of poems. An essay is a prose composition, not poetry. Can you spot the odd one out? Fable, myth, novel, legend. The correct answer is novel. Fable, myth, and legend are traditional or folklore-based stories, while a novel is a modern literary form. Can you spot the odd one out? William Shakespeare, John Milton, Charles Dickens, Ludwig van Beethoven. The correct answer is Ludwig van Beethoven. Shakespeare, Milton, and Dickens are famous English writers, while Beethoven was a German composer. Who penned the classic American novel The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, where a runaway boy and a raft take us on an unforgettable journey down the Mississippi? Mark Twain, Ernest Hemingway, John Steinbeck, Jack London. The correct answer is Mark Twain. Fun fact, Mark Twain based many of Huck's wild adventures on his own childhood growing up near the Mississippi River, so in a way, Huck and Twain were kindred spirits on the page. Who gave the world The Catcher in the Rye, the novel that turned teenage angst into literary legend with the unforgettable Holden Caulfield? J.D. Salinger, F. Scott Fitzgerald, William Golding, Sylvia Plath. The correct answer is J.D. Salinger. Fun fact, The Catcher in the Rye was so popular and controversial that it was one of the most banned books in American schools for decades. Salinger, however, was famously reclusive and stopped publishing altogether after its success. Which brilliant Bronte sister wrote Jane Eyre, the Gothic romance featuring a fiery heroine, a brooding Mr. Rochester, and a spooky attic secret? Charlotte Bronte. And Bronte. Jane Austen. Mary Shelley. The correct answer is Charlotte Bronte. Fun fact, Charlotte Bronte originally published Jane Eyre under the pen name Currer Bell to hide her gender, a common practice for women writers in the 19th century. Who wrote Les Miserables, the sweeping epic filled with revolution, redemption, and the unforgettable ex-convict Jean Valjean? Alexandre Dumas, Victor Hugo, Gustave Flaubert, Émile Zola. The correct answer is Victor Hugo. Fun fact, Victor Hugo started writing Les Miserables in 1845, but it took him 17 years to finish. The book was so eagerly anticipated that crowds lined up at bookstores on release day, basically the 19th century version of a bestseller drop. Who wrote The Metamorphosis, the bizarre and haunting tale where a man wakes up one morning to find he's turned into a giant insect? Albert Camus, Hermann Hesse, Franz Kafka, Thomas Mann. The correct answer is Franz Kafka. Fun fact, Kafka's surreal story never actually specifies what kind of bug Gregor Samsa becomes. Kafka just called it a vermin. He even asked publishers not to draw the insect on the cover.
How did you do? Drop your score in the comments and let's see who's the ultimate quiz master. Want more fun quizzes? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a challenge. New quizzes are coming soon, so stay sharp and keep learning. Until next time, stay curious and keep quizzing.